The realm. Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire update video. In this video, I'll be discussing George R.R. Martin's official announcements about House of the Dragon and the Winds of Winter. All of these new updates will have a lot of fans very excited. This might be the last one we get this year. Now, as you all know, George R.R. Martin has been writing The Winds of Winter for over a decade. This is something I've discussed in many different videos over the years. According to George R.R. Martin, this has been his #1 focus since he stopped writing episodes for Game of Thrones after Season 4. And it's no secret, the novel is very late. George R.R. Martin has missed so many deadlines, there's many fans who believe it will never release. I'll even admit that there's days when I believe the same thing. As soon as he gives an update that sounds like he's nearly done, he always follows that up with another update that makes us think he's still years away from ever getting it finished. Well, he wrote something on his NotABlog this morning that I think some of you will find very interesting. While George R.R. Martin has been over in Europe for the last few weeks, he said he found time to go meet with his British publishers to discuss the wildcards, A Song of Ice and Fire, and of course the Winds of Winter. Although this might not mean anything, I can't help but be excited by the thought of them discussing its release. I'm sure they're wanting to know exactly how much he has done, and when he thinks he will finally have an official release date. I would actually not be shocked if they decide they will need to divide the novels into halves like they did with A Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons. Based on George R.R. Martin's recent update, he said he's written over 1,100 pages so far. One day they might just decide it's best if he releases what he already has done, since they've been waiting for over a decade as well. Now, I know this is wishful thinking, but I want to believe he gave us this information for a good reason. Let me know your thoughts down below. He also gave us a very exciting update about House of the Dragon. He said, "I also spent 3 days with House of the Dragon, starting with a visit to the studio where House of the Dragon is being shot. I had originally wanted to visit there months ago, but the WGA strike ended that, and instead I stayed here in Santa Fe, working on Winds of Winter." All I have to say about that is, oh my god. Now, I'm no stranger to film sets. I've worked off and on in television and film since 1986, where I joined the staff of the Twilight Zone revival at CBS. I still recall the rush where I saw them building Stonehenge on the soundstage behind my office for an episode I'd written. And of course, I visited the Game of Thrones shoots in Belfast, Scotland, Morocco, and Malta. Those were incredible too, but nothing I have ever seen can compare with the Red Keep and Dragonstone sets they've built at Leavesden Studios in London. They're massive, stunning, and so damn real that I felt as if I'd gone through a time portal to medieval Westeros. I love castles, and have visited dozens of actual medieval castles, keeps, and towers in my time, and none of the real castles I've ever seen can hold a candle to our Red Keep. That just goes to show you how successful Game of Thrones actually was. House of the Dragon's very first season has a budget large enough to make it look like and feel like Game of Thrones did at the end, when it was a worldwide phenomenon. Now, as fun as that was, it was not all tromping through the sets though. I also spent a few days locked in a room with Ryan Condal and his writing staff talking about the 3rd and 4th seasons of House of the Dragon. They were lively, fun discussions, and we got some good work done, though 2 days was not nearly enough. There's so much ground to cover that I'm not sure 20 days would have been enough either. It's also exciting to know they're already discussing the 3rd and 4th seasons of House of the Dragon. I hope George R.R. Martin was able to give them enough insight into where the series should actually go in the end. Now, most of you already know how it ends if you've read Fire and Blood, but I'm hoping he gave them some great ideas on how they should get there. We don't want House of the Dragon to end on a very sour note like Game of Thrones did. However, I don't believe that is likely because it should be incredible as long as they follow his guideline. He ends his NotABlog by adding, "The highlight of the trip though had to be the sneak preview that Ryan gave me of the first 2 episodes of House of the Dragon's 2nd season. Now keep in mind, the first 2 episodes he was shown were unfinished versions. They most likely didn't have all these special effects already added." Then he says, "I'm hardly objective when talking about anything based on my own work, but I have to say, I thought both episodes were great. And they're not even finished yet. Now, they are dark, mind you. They're actually very dark. They might make you want to cry. I did not cry myself, but one of my friends did. These first 2 episodes were very powerful, emotional, gut-wrenching, and heart-rending. Exactly the sort of thing I like. Now what can I say, I was weaned on Shakespeare, and love the tragedies and history plays best of all. But now I'm back home, and there's much work to be done." Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. George R.R. Martin had a very interesting holiday while over in Europe. Not only did he meet with his British publishers to discuss A Song of Ice and Fire and Winds of Winter, but he also met with House of the Dragon's writers to discuss the ending of the show. It seems we may only be getting 4 seasons of House of the Dragon, but have no fear, because the adventures of Dunk and Egg will begin filming within the next 6 months. Not to mention, George R. R. Martin also recently announced he's working on 8 different Game of Thrones shows with HBO. So even if House of the Dragon ends and The Winds of Winter doesn't release, I believe we'll still be in Westeros one way or another.
Any project, George? Different projects?
Well, yes. I mean, of course, we have in television, we have the new show, House of the Dragon, which has just finished filming its 2nd season, and we're going to be planning for the 3rd season soon. But I also have like 8 other spin-off shows that we're developing. The Dunk and Egg show has been greenlit. The others, not yet, but we're still working on them, developing. Some of them may do. The main thing I'm actually writing, of course, is the same thing. I wish I could write as fast as Bernard, but I'm 12 years late on this damn novel, and I'm struggling with it. I have like 1,100 pages written, but I still have 100 more pages to go. It's a big mother of a book. For whatever reason, maybe I should have started writing smaller books when I began this, but it's tough. But that's the main thing that dominates most of my working life is that.
Okay, we'll wait. When it's ready, it's ready.
Hopefully, HBO will give us their own official announcement about that very soon. Now, before you go, let me know what you think about George R. R. Martin's new updates down below. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching another video. I will be making new ones every week until House of the Dragon's new season releases this summer. I hope I'll see all you back here for those as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye.